Hello everyone, Gifted Soul here, back for another pick a card reading, and this pick a card reading is going to be regarding what your life purpose is and how to get there. So I believe that we do not only have one life mission, so do not take this as your overall goal in life. Do not think that this is the only thing that you have to look forward to, or the only thing that you are good at, or the only thing that is meant for your life's path. This is just for our end goal right now. What do we need to focus on right now on how to obtain our life purpose, and what is a part of our life purpose rather than if this is our full potential type of thing. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, so I have 3 piles here. The cards that I am using will be listed in the description box below, along with some Amazon links to purchase any of the decks. If you'd like to book a personal reading from me, contact me at giftedsoul777@gmail.com, or visit my website and Etsy shop, which is linked down on my channel as well as in the description box. And also I will have timestamps in the description box, and sometimes I do also pin them in a comment. And yeah, I do have Instagram now as well. I am posting there every so often, so do check that out. I have special updates. I do card pulls. I just randomly post sometimes. You never know when you might get something from me. And also I do follow back if you give me a follow. So let's get started. So I'm going to move these other 2 out of the way. Whoops. And I probably should have put that card at the top, being that it is the smallest card in card size anyway that I'm using. Okay, so pile 1, of course, this is the Life Purpose Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and pile 1, artist. So engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career in every other area of your life. So when it comes to being an artist, this is not necessarily about picking up a paintbrush and drawing or just anything like that. It can be, but it's also about you being just a general artist, whether it's a musician, whether you're just really talented with something, and this is about sharing your ability with others in an artistic manner, being delicate with your work, letting your work speak for itself, and letting your work be, treating your work like a work of art, basically. So it looks like you are also meant to create. I feel like also meant to give others ideas about what they should do with their life as well. I don't know why I'm being called to say that, but yeah, but keep in mind that you have a mind of your own. You do not have to do what everybody else wants you to do, is what I'm feeling told. Be your own creator and your own person. And also not allowing people to take credit for the things that you deserve, which is what I was going to say before I flipped that over, and I finished the thought when I flipped it over. But deservingness, you are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that would allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. So as I was saying, make sure that you are allowing yourself credit. Do not let someone take over your work. Something that you work hard for, something that you created. So I was already in the process of saying that, but that is the message there. And know that you deserve every ounce of credit. Know that you deserve more than settling for less, I feel. Don't settle for less. Just because you may feel like you're running out of options. There's always something else to turn to eventually. It may take time to get to, but do know that you do have options. Okay, and then we have By the Book. So like I was saying earlier, this is card number 11. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. And like I was saying earlier, or what I was trying to say anyways, you do not have to do what someone else encourages you to do, or to follow the rules necessarily. It says by the book, but whenever I see this card, I'll always read it in the upright. Well, I'll read this deck upright anyway, but I always read it as if it's in reverse, or whatever spirit is relaying to me at the time. And at the time, spirit usually relays to me with this card is to not to feel like you have to do something by the book, that you have to do something word for word, pick by pick, you know, things like that. Don't be afraid, again, to be your own creator. to set your own rules. Yeah, I do feel like you should lead by example, but in this case also to not feel like you have to do something the way everybody else does. There's different ways to do the same thing. You don't have to get to your process or get to your goal by following the exact same path that somebody else followed, because usually it doesn't work like that anyway. But keep in mind that in the end, it's going to work out. Okay, so realization number 3. So I feel like maybe you're going to come to the realization that you don't have to, that you do deserve more. This is about opening up your eyes and seeing things for what it is. It's kind of like acceptance in a way. So I do feel like maybe it might take you time to get to that place. And also, like, I feel like this is more so about, I know I've already repeated it before, but I feel like this is more so about the whole not letting someone take over something. I feel like you're either at a point now where you're realizing that somebody is, just be careful with who you share your ideas with. Sometimes it's better to move in silence. But I feel like if not now, coming up, someone may kind of try to embark off of an idea that you have tried to pitch out. So be careful with that. If you have not yet pitched out your ideas, take this advice accordingly so that you don't get to that place. But yeah, so opening up your eyes and realizing that you do deserve more for your own creations, more for your own work. Okay, and our other card is purity. And so number 30, we have 2 3s here, so this may mean something to someone. And it could also be a life path number. So purity is all about, obviously, purification, cleaning your hands, doing things, being genuine, basically. And doing things from the heart. And I feel like Spirit is wanting you to do some self-reflection to figure out if you're doing what you're doing for the right reasons, or if it's just maybe to please someone else or a group of people, or maybe it's, ask yourself if this is a healthy choice, basically, is what I'm hearing. Because I feel like you have your own idea of what your life purpose is, which is fine. We all should have that. We should go by our own minds, even if regardless of a reading. But I also feel like winter time, there's going to be some realization. So whether that is going to be this year winter or up in 2021, where there's going to be some things coming out to light, things being transparent, and more clear, and things like that. So there's a time frame from you guys. Keep in mind, due to free will, timing can change, and it's not set in stone. And also, this is collective, so it's not going to be for everyone. So this is only for a select handful, or maybe even just a few. Could even be one person. But anyway, I do feel like maybe the winter time I'm being called with the snow here and then the snow moon here. During the winter time, possibly during some type of full moon phase, I do feel like you're going to, like I said, something's going to be revealed. It's going to help you with your life purpose, and it's also going to help you regarding trusting certain people and, accepting your creations as your own. Yeah, so we have these double-sided cards. Again, I tried my best not to look when I was shuffling. I've had these pulled for about a day or so now, and I'm just now being able to get to them. So, but they are double-sided. I do try not to look at the cards, especially when they're double-sided. I tried my best to shuffle blindsidedly, which I did pretty well. So I do not know what this says until now. And again, this is double-sided, so there's a keyword at the front, and then at the back there's this message that says keep your eyes open. So wow, realization. Keep your eyes open. Joy lives in small places. So reflect, like I said, self-reflection, making sure that you are figuring out what you want, not what somebody else wants. And I did a reading, pick a card reading recently. The one that I did before this one, the self-care guidance pick a card reading, where I used this deck. By the way, this is the self-care cards by Cheryl Richardson. And one of the piles I was talking about self-reflection, and I'm losing my train of thought, but I think you might get the picture. But in one of those piles, it was kind of maybe just a repeat of this one, maybe just a little bit. But if you like to go check that reading out, please feel free. So let's see. We have true love. Make sure that this is not necessarily about romantic love, but it could be about a partnership coming into your life, in which you're going to have to make sure that you're being careful when you're choosing people to work with. Definitely. We have the true love here, which is about you finding what it is that you are meant to do, and something that you are passionate about, something that you something that you love to do, and something that you are genuinely in love with doing and having as a part of your life and your purpose. So, but yeah. We have, and that's reverse, but I do not do reversals with oracle cards unless the deck specifically says so. We have exploration, so this goes back to you again figuring things out, not limiting yourself, testing the waters, so to speak. Okay, so sorry about that, but yes, testing the waters, getting to know different paths, and again, just not feeling like you have to stay stuck with one thing. That message at the beginning of my intro that I did, that was for everybody, all piles. Anybody concerned about their life purpose and their life journey on their path. But this is sticking out more importantly for pile 1 so far, where you are just looking for one thing. And Spirit says there isn't just one thing. And I feel like you guys may not realize that, those of you who have picked, not all of you, some of you, take it as it resonates, and please don't get offended. I'm not talking to everyone. But it looks like you guys are having trouble realizing, and maybe this is where the realization part comes in as well. You're having trouble realizing that you can do more than one thing, that you can put yourself out there, and you can put your foot in more than one door. Okay, and we have King of Cups. Okay, and anytime the cups come up, I'm always compelled to say, I don't always say it, but I do always feel it. King of Cups, being very careful with your emotions, not letting your emotions getting the best of you. King of Cups is somebody that knows what they want, and they imagine it, and oftentimes they get it. So Spirit says visualize something before it comes to you, and it will come to you in due timing. But again, a lot of you need to do some reflecting. A lot of you need to really kind of, pick up a book, or not even go to the internet, but pick up a book or something and get more information about something as well. That's what I feel the reflection is about too. And focusing your energy on something that brings you joy, something that brings you an overwhelming amount of happiness and love, something that you really, really, truly love to do. And I feel like your life purpose it's just that I feel like you guys don't even know exactly. This person, King of Cups, knows what they want, but it's just like you feel like you only have to have that one thing. You can have more than one thing. Sometimes it just takes us longer to get certain things, but realistically, we can have more than what we set our minds and our hearts to. So, but yeah. An artist is also all about somebody knowing their craft really well. So whatever it is that you do or you love to do, you're really good at it. Spirit says to keep it going, explore with different techniques, explore. This could even mean some traveling coming up for some of you, or maybe a need to plan a trip. I know we're still some people are still in quarantine, and where I'm at, we were never on an official lockdown. However, I was still isolating myself just in case. But once this is all over, which it's pretty much died down from what I can see, and I did predict that around this time it would not be such a big thing. It's still there, but people are not freaking out as much as they were. And that's my definition of dying down. Doesn't mean that it's not still here, it just means that less people are afraid. But aside from that, once that's over with, I know some people have curfews now because of this whole thing. I'm not at all telling you to break the law or your rules from wherever you are from, but I am suggesting that once all of this is kind of over with, more officially, maybe plan a trip, because this trip is going to help you reflect on your life purpose and your mission. So I wish you guys love and light and hope that this reading has brought you some clarity. If you would like, I do have a life purpose monthly reading on my website for purchase, $25.99, I believe, if anybody's interested. It is typed up, it's not video, but I do have options where you can make it a video reading for an extra fee if you would like. But anyway, I hope this makes sense. I wish you guys love and light. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Pile 3. This is a life purpose reading. What is your life purpose and how do we get there? Please do refer to my intro to understand more of what I am speaking of when we are talking about life purpose. It's a very short intro. I recommend that in all of my pick a card readings that you do look at that and watch that. Maybe a minute or two at the most would be the introduction. Sometimes maybe 5 minutes, but just get a little snippet at least so you know what it is that this is about, so that no time is wasted. So anyway, information on how to book readings and stuff is always at the very beginning as well. And yeah, let's get started. So writing. So it appears that your life purpose has to do with you picking up a pen, a pencil, a marker, and writing. Whether this is writing your ideas or writing out your feelings, but also sharing with others what you write. Whether you're going to write a book, whether you want to, I feel like, teach from notes or something. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. So this doesn't necessarily mean you have to write a book or anything, but this is about getting started with your life purpose. Involves you being very poetic for some of you. Not necessarily saying that you have to rhyme to be a poet, because you don't, but definitely feel like you do have some stories that are inside of you that need to be shared, as it will help others heal on their journey, as well as helping you to heal from the things that you have suffered through. So definitely pick up some type of utensil and do some writing. Maybe you have a recipe, you want to do a cookbook, or you want to write a book on spirituality, or again, just writing out your feelings and writing out notes and blogging maybe. Let's see. Focus on your priorities. So when we focus on our priorities, it's about getting organized. So like I said, writing notes. So maybe you need to be more organized with your shopping or whatever it is. Just making a list of things that you need to do. So maybe this has to do, instead of necessarily writing out and sharing your stories and things like that, it could also turn to you needing to write things down so that you don't forget what's important. Alert yourself, pretty much. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So I feel like a part of your life purpose, when it comes to your priorities, I feel like maybe some of you may have kids, or maybe some of you are trying to, I don't know. I feel like somebody's trying to create something here. It doesn't necessarily mean kids, because fertility and creation and giving birth doesn't necessarily always mean having a baby or anything like that. It's literally about bringing something new into the world. And so I feel like your priorities are focusing, or needing to be focused on that, rather than these other things that you're giving a lot of time and attention to. Not that the things that you're giving a lot of time and energy to are not beneficial to your life purpose, but something that is more important you are not really taking the time to look at. And I feel like it's maybe some type of idea that you let go of that you needed to return back to. You wrote this idea down. You even have a bunch of scenarios of the way this idea could go, but you lost your focus on that, and Spirit wants you to go back to it. So, yeah. Time for a nap. Time for a nap. It's about taking a break, which I feel like I said, I feel like you guys are already doing that. You had already took a break from something. But I feel like this is more so about you're focused on one thing just a little bit too much to the point where you maybe have sleepless nights, or to the point where it just feels like an endless amount of time. You're not giving yourself enough time to get things done, and to get rest for that matter, which is more important. But yeah, I feel like your life purpose, I feel like you guys even know what you want to do, but you're not focused on it. There's other things that you feel like need your attention. But it's time to take a break away from those things so that you can focus on what's truly important for you. So we have pleasure, number 18. Okay, so I feel with this that there needs to be a mix of play, relaxation. There needs to be a balance of getting your work done, but also making time, being flexible with your time, making sure you're able to get sleep, but also making sure you get other things done as well. But keeping in mind that if you're focused on something too much to the point where you need rest, you may need to let it go. But yeah, find time to find things to do that allow for you to have pleasure in your life. But yeah. Boundaries. So it looks like you are needing to create boundaries with other people. Not allowing people to step in a bubble. Focus on your priorities. I'm being called to go back to that a lot. Your life purpose involves you also being assertive, allowing people to know what it is you want without holding back, setting clear intentions, and also not letting people overstep boundaries, not letting people step over certain lines. And also, time for a nap is talking about cutting off certain people, in my opinion, especially with this combination here. Cutting the cords with something that I feel once brought you pleasure, but it's now taking your focus off your life purpose. Now it's making more sense. I feel like this is, the writing here is about you needing to make a list of what it is that makes you happy and what it is that doesn't. If a certain list outweighs another one, then, or what it is that you feel like you need to cut off, whether it's a person, whether it's a diet, whatever the case is, a job, write a list of those things, weigh out the pros and cons of each thing, and if a certain list outweighs another, it's time for you to let go of something. So that goes back to the writing here. Write down that list. So this is a double-sided card. Try my best not to look when I shuffle. I do not know what it says until now. I have had this pulled for I think I pulled them. It was the night before today. No. The night before. It was 2 days ago, I think. Okay, I'm confused myself, but here we are. It says, speak gently to yourself. Cherish the child within. Tenderness. Let me read this again. Speak gently to yourself, cherish the child within. So basically, you know, being more in tune with your inner child, allowing yourself to be more nice to yourself, good to yourself. And being good to yourself is, it also includes you putting boundaries out there for other people, because if you let other people step over your boundaries, you're not respecting yourself in a way. I feel like to be, this is turning into really a general reading rather than a life purpose for most of you who have picked this set, but I can't control what happens here. But you're needing to see more value in yourself, because the more you don't see, but the more people see you treating yourself a certain way, the more they're going to treat you like that, and they're not going to respect any boundaries that you may put up forward. So it's time to put your foot down with something. So we have happy success. So 8 of consciousness. This is all about a happy outcome, good results, positive omens, good messages, achievement, success, having the world at your fingertips. So I feel like you are definitely going to be able to make world changes with some type of writing, some type of and it could even be social media marketing, or just anything that has to do with either typing, writing, anything that involves words. So yeah. So things are going to turn out the way you want. There's going to be pleasure. Again, it says happy success. I feel like this is based on the way you treat yourself, though. If you don't show value to yourself, the people, the world that you are wanting to see what you create, they're not going to show you that value. And I don't know why these are backwards. Reflection. So pile 1 had a card regarding reflection. So go back to it if you feel called to. It wasn't this deck here. It was from the self-care cards, and where the reflection card came up, I think. If I can remember. Yeah. So reflection. Taking time to figure out what it is that makes you happy. Taking time to reflect back on some childhood things. Your childhood could be what you need to write about. You may have went through some stuff, whether good or bad, that could help other people move forward in their life. So yeah. And yeah, just doing some reflection, doing a life review. And taking a nap goes back to this, because when you are reflecting, you need time to yourself. You need to rest. You need to relax so that you can have a more logical and stable mind when making certain decisions. So, for, what is that? 7 of Swords. Y'all, I'm losing it. 7 of Swords. So it is talking about manipulative energy. It does talk about people wearing masks. So, I'm being, with time for a nap, I'm being called back to this card. This is about not sleeping on someone. Spirit says don't sleep on someone. Don't underestimate people. Because the people you think have your best interest at heart could actually be against you or be envious. So be careful with that. Reflect on those relationships. And also, this is also about self-betrayal, where you're maybe in denial about something, or you could be lying to yourself about something. So what better way to figure that out and get more clarity about that than to take this time of solitude to think back on what it is that you can do better, and what it is that you can do to be your true authentic self. Take your mask off. So that is the reading for pile number 2. I thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love and light. So for pile number 2, I have a bit of a channel message that I left out before I collected the cards to get on to Pile 3. I have not yet got to Pile 3, but before I get to Pile 3, I want to let Pile 2 know that I do see that some of you guys, if not now, will be speaking up for those that need help setting boundaries in their lives, or people that are less fortunate in some way. Speaking up for those that don't have authority or a voice. This could be either something you are doing already, something that you will be doing in the future, or it is somehow a part of your life's path and journey and a part of your life purpose. Yeah, so that is Pile 2. And possibly organizing charity events too is what I see for some of you. But anyway, that's just something that I felt compelled to come back and add to the video specifically for Pile 2, but it could resonate with anyone. But anyway, I wish you love and light, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to Pile number 3. Welcome to Pile 3. What is your life purpose and how do you get there? So please do go to the intro to figure out what this reading entails, and more in depth it talks about what a life purpose is and my take on life purpose. So anyway, let's get started. So Pile 3, I hope you can see this my device is kind of slanted. I can't get it to operate or cooperate, but so we have a healer. You have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. So it looks like some of you have spiritual abilities, psychic abilities, and most importantly, healing. You can heal with your hands. You are able to heal with, I feel like you're light workers. And if you have not come into that yet, you're going to, and this is going to be a part of your life mission, helping others with your healing abilities. And healing doesn't necessarily just mean spiritual. It could be nurse, doctor, anything that heals people physically as well as spiritually. And just because this person has on a mask and a surgical uniform, this doesn't necessarily talk about the medical field, but it could. Okay, so let's look. We have quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. So this is about, for most of you, this is regarding the type of healing that I do. Psychic advisor and healer. Where you were healing people with your healing energy. You're doing Reiki practicing. You're doing that type of thing. And I feel like when you're spending time in your quiet, in the quietness, you figure out how to do a lot of things around that realm, and spending time in nature and flowers and with animals and with birds and really connecting with the spirit realm and meditating. And most of the time, if I'm doing a healing or something, or even just a reading, I do have to meditate and I do have to have peace and quiet, otherwise I can't do it. So, yeah, so allow your time, that time of solitude, to be able to connect with yourself, connect with your abilities, and be able to give your clients or friends and family, whoever you're doing this type of work for, even if you're doing it for yourself, it's going to be able to give you more expertise in this area. Okay, so we have happy 26. So I feel like this is what you will be able to find your happiness from. This is where happy is what you're going to make people when you're doing this. Like, I know some people go to healings or do get alignments with their chakras and stuff like this because of other people, because they feel like it can make them happy. Now, you do not have to let people know that it can't make people happy without them doing some type of self-alignment and work on their own. So, but I do feel like there's going to be a balance between you being happy and the people that you are helping being happy. But I feel like first, if you're not happy with your work, if you're not happy with the way that things are turning out, they're not going to feel happy. So you have to believe in your own work, is what I'm being told. The happy is about you being that magical being and having your imagination and using it as if you're a child, and also Like I said, if you don't believe in your work, nobody else will. So I feel like the more you believe in yourself, the more you believe in your work, the more your customers, or again, friends, family, or whoever you're doing it for, even if you're not doing it for pay, they will value you. Assessing. So quiet retreat. When you are on this retreat, you are doing some assessments, analyzing things. It looks like she's doing some stargazing here. And looking at the moon. She's studying things, and yeah, so I feel like you do may need to take some classes or do more research on Reiki healing or just any other type of healing. Seeing where everything fits in. We have release, and this could be about you needing to release over analyzing with the assessing here. Yes, you can assess, but don't over assess is what I'm feeling to say. And also release what doesn't make you feel happy. If you are already in the road of healing and you're starting to kind of regret it, or you're starting to feel like this isn't for you, the Spirit says to release it if that's what you're called to do. So we have 26 and 27, and that's, you know, synchronicity when we have cards that have numbers that kind of come in order. So 26, 27, that means things are kind of going in divine order and in divine flow for you. Ask for help. Receiving is an act of generosity. So like I said, getting more education, or, you know, having some type of help with your practice. We have help. So, but yeah. So, and it's possible that you may need help assessing over, it sounds like I'm saying obsessing, but I'm trying to say assessing. But maybe you need help kind of controlling. I feel like some of you having an issue with either awakening your abilities and or controlling them. Now, that's going to be for anybody with these gifts. You can't control them. You're not supposed to be able to. So I feel like you're needing to release the control to be able to know that not everybody can be helped. Keep that in mind as well. But it's okay for you to have help in this area, even if you are a professional. So don't think that, oh my God, I can't get help just because if I get help, they're going to think that I don't know what I'm doing. It is okay to get help. A part of helping others is with your whatever it is you're doing is being able to getting what you need so that you can help them. So the sacred temple, finding your sacred space. Like I said, we go back to quiet retreat where they're talking about finding some space to yourself to connect with your inner world, with again, and meditation and stuff like that. So I feel like find your sanctuary. This is where you're going to retreat at and get the help that you are needing with your life purpose, whether it's healing or something else. We have Rainbow Dragon. Okay, so when this card comes up, I always get a sense of being around maybe a group of people that are not your average people. Rainbow Dragon is all about honesty. It's all about, this is actually also about releasing. So being true to yourself and others and to the gifts that you possess, not running away from who you truly are here. And so release that what doesn't serve you. Release what it is that you don't, it's not necessarily not like about yourself, whatever it is that doesn't make you happy. Release it. And becoming your own person and not letting anybody or anything stop you from being that person. And I kind of went into this message regarding POW 2 as well. where Seven of Swords came up, and it was kind of about their self-identity, maybe being in the identity type of crisis type of thing where you don't know who you are, what you're supposed to do. But yeah, who you are is who you are meant to be. You are the person you're supposed to be right now. So we have Strength, card number 8. So strength is all about willpower. It's all about getting through things. It could sometimes to me be about people that are stubborn and in their ways, and they don't want to, it's like they want to get through a situation, but sometimes your stubbornness holds you back. It keeps you from moving forward. So this is about moving in strength, persevering, and not just putting on a brave face to show everybody, but really owning your power and being you're stronger than what you are. So strength is that you're going to get through everything, even though life is hard, things are hard to get through, but you will get through it. You will find a way to persevere and do whatever it is that you are needing to do. So that is the reading for Pile 3. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope it makes sense. Please feel free to reach out to me via the free follow-up, which y'all, I am thinking I am in my job right now. I said via the free follow-up text, and there are people outside. All of a sudden the window's open, so I do apologize if you guys can hear kids. But anyway, I wish you guys love and light, and thank you for tuning in. But don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you would like a personal life purpose reading, I do have it via my website, $25.99. Just goes over what your purpose is for the month, how to get closer to your overall purpose, thing like that. If you would like it via video, it's a $10 extra fee for me to do a video life purpose reading, and on that one I will only be using the Life Purpose Oracle by Doreen Virtue. And I think I possibly may include one where I'm using these decks here, but I have not decided on that just yet. I wish you guys love and light, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.